Hi and welcome back to Rideshare Buddy UK YouTube channel. My name's Kevin and today I'm going to give you 5 or maybe more reasons why I score a 1 or put a block on riders. These are the 5 main reasons why I'll score a 1 or block. But a quick word of advice to all you new drivers out there. Especially if you have your own operator's licence. I have my own operator's licence, so I do my own personal work. Now, we all know, as a private hire driver, you should not take private work. But we all know in the real world, people do. They'll do it for friends, they'll do it for family, they'll do it for neighbours, and they'll do work at a deal to help them out. Well, here's a bit of advice for all of you drivers. And I say driver operators, I'm an operator, to keep it legal. But you know who you are if you do private work without an operator's licence. Don't do work in your immediate vicinity. Don't do work for your immediate neighbours. And I'll tell you why, because today is Wednesday and I'm still pretty frustrated over what happened on a job on Monday. Because I lost my temper, and I don't like losing my temper, and I still feel really bad that I did. So I'll quickly explain it, and then we'll move on to these 5 reasons why I score a 1 for riders. Okay, so I live in a retirement complex. It's a complex of flats for people who are, I think, his age over 55. It might be 60, but definitely over 55. And one of the ladies there wanted to go down to Stansted Airport to meet with her long-lost brother and come back. Very simple. Son came up and said, will you do the job? I went, yeah, and I gave him a good price, £300 for a wait and return. Now, that's probably about £200 below what local companies would charge. In fact, she'd been charged a lot more because the flight was delayed for 4 hours. So we had to wait for 4 hours for the plane to arrive on top of what we'd planned. Well, everything was going great. We were coming back. It'd been a long day. And for some reason, she kept saying, you're going around in circles. You know, we've come around the M25. So you're going around in circles. You're going a long way. You're taking it too long. Because we kept going past Heathrow signs. He said, we go back past another Heathrow sign. You've driven around your circle. Now, I don't know. But I put up with that for 2 hours, all the way down the M25, all the way up the M4. Okay, what we go to Oxford for? Look, there's a sign going to Oxford there. You're going the wrong way. You're taking us a long route. We should be there back home by now. No. Then she started going about Heathrow. I said, but we didn't go to Heathrow. We went to Stansted. Now, I don't know whether she's suffered, thinking back, I don't know whether she suffers from dementia or not. If she does, then the son should have told me before he booked the car, and I wouldn't have taken her. Not without a carer anyway. But she was really constant. 2 hours of it I had to put up with it, and it was getting me more and more frustrated. She was getting angrier and angrier. I mean, I told her that how long it would take. I told her when we picked him up at the airport, you know, it was going to be midnight before we got back because of the delay. It's going to be 3 hours. Did she want to take a break on the way back? Just tell me. But she just constantly kept on going at me. And after 2 hours, I gave up. I pulled over onto the hard shoulder. I told her straight, look, if you're going to complain, your best option now is to get out the car and call another taxi, because I'm going no further with you disrespecting me like this and with you lying like this. Because she was ringing up her friends and family saying, oh, we're going the wrong way, he's taking us a long way. And I was, look, that's a lie. It is a lie. And anyway, we got back eventually about 20 to 12. But the tension with a neighbour now, it's horrendous. I don't feel well. I lost my temper. I don't normally lose my temper. I don't like losing my temper. Now, if that had just been a normal woman I dropped off somewhere didn't know from Adam, it wouldn't have been so bad. But because she lives directly next, well, almost next to me, and we're going to be seeing each other quite a lot, and I feel real bad about losing my temper, it's just not good. So my advice to anybody doing this sort of work is do not do jobs from people who live very close to you, because that will then start impacting on your home life, and you can't get away from it, and you can't relax, and you can't forget it as easily as if it was a stranger. So my advice is, don't do anybody that you know, don't do anybody who's an immediate neighbour, and don't work for family and friends, because when things are going great, it's great, but when things start to go wrong and pear-shaped, it's horrendous. So don't do it. But that's my top tip for new drivers. Stay away from people you know and people who live very close by who are neighbours, because it will impact on your home life if things go pear-shaped. Okay, so let's get on with doing this list of things that I've scored 1 for. Number 1, I'm not a drug runner. Don't book me to run your drugs to your customers, either locally or use me as your county lines mule. I don't run drugs. You'll get scored a 1 and you'll get blocked. Not interested. I won't do it. Certainly won't do county lines. I may be coming up to 62, but I'm no cuckoo. I don't get used like that. I'm not being paid enough by Uber to run your packets of drugs to Bristol or at Cardiff or anywhere else. So number 1, for a 1 review and a block and even a report to Uber, is expecting me to be your drugs mule. Doesn't happen. So number 2, not so related but closely related to number 1, again to do with drugs. This was a big problem when I first started, but it's not so bad now because I've cleared out all the main users. If you come into my car smelling of cannabis, you'll be scored a 1 and you will be blocked. Why? What you do at home is not my concern. I really don't care. But when you bring it into this car, that smell lingers. And that means my next customer and the customer after that, and possibly even a customer after that, will also smell that cannabis. It's one of those smells that sticks to things and it stays. And I don't want it in my car. I don't like the smell. I don't want it smelling out my car. I don't want it upsetting my next passenger who thinks I may be smoking it. No. Smell of cannabis, you'll get scored a 1 and you'll get blocked. Like I say, it used to be a problem when I first started, but I scored out so many 1s that now I'm not being paired up with those people. And also, I now no longer do any trips where a rider rating is below 4.5. A lot of people come out smelling cannabis, has very low ratings, and have a low rating for a reason. So by ignoring anything below 4.5, and by scoring 1, I now get a cannabis smelling passenger maybe once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks, whereas before I was getting it 2 or 3 times a day. So smell of cannabis, it's a rating of 1 and a block. So number 3, what do I rate 1 and block for? Well, I'm pretty liberal on things. I'm not too worried about activities, but leave any bodily fluid in my car and you'll get a 1 and blocked. I don't care if that's piss, I don't care if it's snot, I don't care if it's vomit. And if you want to have fun in the back of the car, make sure your lady swallows and don't leave a mess. Well, as I say, I'm liberal. Lady, could be a boyfriend. You know, make sure your mate swallows and don't leave a mess. So I'm not homophobic. Do what you want. Just don't leave a mess in my car. So that's it. Bodily fluids will get you a 1 or a block. That's number 3. So number 4, disrespect me, disrespect my car, get violent, get threatening, get anything like that, try and pull off blackmail, anything like that, threaten me with being reported for no reason. I have CCTV, I can prove the evidence that nothing has happened. But if you want to do it, if you want to try and play that game, you'll get a 1 and you'll get a block. I don't want you back in the car. So that's 1 and a block for any sort of threatening behaviour, any blackmailing, any threats of calling police for sexual assault or anything like that. It's a 1 and it's a block, no problem. So that's number 4. Number 5, girls, you know, have a bit of self-respect. If you play gangster or garage music or hard garage or whatever it's called of sexual assault on women and you think that's entertainment and you want that sort of music being played, you won't get back in my car, you won't get it on my system. You can play it on your phone if you want, but if I hear that you are playing music that glorifies assault against women, children, or anything else, you'll get a 1 and you'll get a block. You know, have a little bit of respect. You know, I'm not talking about garage or rap music or anything like that. You know, black people and stuff against black people. The only people I've blocked for this hardcore gangster or garage music, whatever it's called, are 2 young white girls. You know, please, have a bit of respect for your sex. You really don't want to be glorifying and celebrating and listening to music about having guns shoved up your pussy or being choked on whatever. Have a bit of self-respect. I don't want it in the car. So you play that sort of music, it's a 1 and it's a block. So that's number 5. Number 6, we'll carry on until I stop saying what I'll block for, is smuggling in animals into my car. I couldn't believe it. I mean, I'll carry dogs, assistance dogs, that are clearly defined by the Equality Act. I have no problems with. Anything else, I don't allow animals in the car. Messes up the car for future passengers. So if it's not an assistance dog as defined, specifically defined by the Equality Act, it doesn't come in. I do not appreciate it when women smuggle in dogs in their handbag. Picked up a woman from the passport office. She'd kept her dog in her handbag, closed handbag, for most of the day because she wasn't allowed to take it into the passport office. So she put it in a handbag, came out handbag, put it back in, and she got in my car. I didn't know until she got out of the car and opened up the handbag and this dog's head popped out. Cruelty to animals will get you a 1 and get you banned. I'll block you. I don't want you back in the car. So that's another 1. So, you know, most things, you know, you get drunk, you get happy, you get stuff like that. I don't care. But then you get to extreme. Then I don't want you in the car, really don't. So I suppose that's just 6 reasons. 1 is I'm not a drugs mule. 2 is I don't want your drugs in the car, smelling the car out. 3 is have a little bit of respect for me and my car. I respect you. Don't threaten me. Don't bully me. Don't blackmail me. Number 4 is have a bit of respect for yourself. I don't want to hear music about violence against women or children. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear music glorifying violence. So don't play it in the car, and you can come back in. You play it in the car, you won't come back in. And then, of course, cruelty to animals. So 6 main reasons. 6 main reasons why I don't why I will score a 1 and also block you from being paired with me again. But apart from that, pretty much anything goes, really. Ooh, did I say bodily fluids as well? Yeah, that's it, bodily fluids. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed my rundown of what I do not appreciate in my car and what I will score people as a rating of 1 for, and we'll also go to the app and block them from being paired with me again. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed it. It's only a short video today. I'm not going to be out very long. I'm still feeling a bit iffy about Monday. So it puts me on a bit of a downer. So that's it. Until next time. Happy driving and happy profits. So please like, subscribe and share, and mention in the comments what things it is that you score a 1 for. Have I missed out any biggies? I mean, I am quite flexible. It is really just for me, I score a 5 or a 1. Very rarely I go in between. I did score somebody once a 1 for screaming at me, turn right here, you've got to go right. No, turn left there, turn left up the street. Turn left, not realising I was turning left up a one-way street going the wrong way. So I scored him a 1. Not very happy over that. Fortunately, I didn't get a ticket. What else did I score somebody for? Oh, I scored somebody 5 once, and then went into the app and blocked him from being paired with me again. I have to admit, it was quite funny, because he was a guy, and we had a real good chat. We got to the end and I say, okay, thanks, cheers, bye. And he stood in waiting. I just called him others 5 minutes and go through the app. He said, oh, that's great, thanks for the 5. He got out of the car, shoved his bum in and gave out the most horrendous, smelly fart you could ever imagine. He must have been living on pickled onion and whatever for the last 6 months. It was horrendous. And he said, looked in and said, just leave me with a parting gift, mate, that's my tip. And walked off. Yeah, it was funny. But can't let him get away with that. So even though I'd already scored him a 5, you can't score down below. So I had to go to feedback and just block him. But it was funny at the time. But that's it. So I hope you have a good time. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe and share. Until next time, happy driving.